I have encountered some interesting pushback lately on the fact that I am a 43-year-old person who watches cartoons and animation. And I say cartoons in particular because I'm not just talking about anime. Anime has become more acceptable for people of all ages to watch, but I like me some Troll Hunters. I like me some Transformers. I like animation. And I think more adults should allow themselves to like animation. Not because we shouldn't mature, but because growing up is for the birds. So I'd like to talk about the difference between maturing and growing up, and why you should watch animation on today's episode of Project Shadow.
Can you hear me? I have something to say.
Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Charlie. You might know me better as sci-fi fantasy writer C.E. Dorset. And yes, I'm seriously talking to you today about why you should watch cartoons. Not just adult cartoons, not just stuff that has been made for quote-unquote adults. Though some of that's really funny too, and we can talk about Big Mouth and some of the others if you want to. But no, today we're talking about why you should watch the Steven Universes. Why you should be watching the Scooby-Doos, the Transformers, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the animations. You know, that stuff that you loved when you were a kid, probably, maybe. At least if you were anything like me. That we're told as adults that we should give up the childish things. And I do not disagree with that. Look, I want to say right off the bat, this is a Peter Pan-free zone. Look, Peter Pan didn't want to grow up because he was afraid of adulting. I am not afraid of adulting. I pay my bills. I pay my taxes. We own two businesses, my creative business and a restaurant. I am not afraid of being an adult. The thing that I don't want to do is grow up. Because growing up is what makes people old. And I don't want to be old. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to age. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to get wrinkles or that my hair is going to turn gray. Because if you watch my YouTube channel, then you know my hair is getting quite gray, especially because I haven't had it dyed in a very long time, though that will probably change because I miss my purple hair. I miss my purple hair. But I don't know if I want to go purple, black, or red next. I might just do a poll. I don't know. But no, I'm not saying any of that. I am going to get old. I'm already getting wrinkles. Those are not what I'm afraid of. I am not afraid of getting wizened. I'm afraid of getting old. You know what I'm talking about. Sitting there on your front step, telling the kids to get off the lawn. I don't want to be doing that. I don't. Because what keeps us young at heart, what keeps us young in spirit, is having a sense of awe at the world. Holding on to just a little bit, just a touch of the innocence. Not enough that we go back to being naive, because let's face it, we were all naive at some point until it was either taken away from us, stolen from us, or rudely shattered. I don't want us to be naive, but I do want us all to look at the world with a sense of childlike wonder. Because if you lose that, when you allow yourself to lose that, life gets a lot harder. It really does. But it's something that you can get back. And I can prove to you that it's something you can get back because I lost mine. I did. I know that's hard for a lot of people to believe, but I did. I lost my sense of wonder. I lost my sense of awe at the universe. And all it took was reconnecting to the things that I love to bring it all back. And you can do it too. So here today, we are going to talk about why adults should watch the animation and why we need to keep our kid alive within us. Because it is the source of life. It is the fountain of youth within us. It is what will keep us moving. So, what exactly is childlike wonder? When I say that we need to keep this childlike wonder alive in our heart, what exactly is it? It's that ability to be surprised, to allow ourselves to be surprised. To me, the difference between somebody who has grown up and somebody who still has this internal glee is whether or not they roll their eyes at things that are new and unexpected. You see, growing up to a lot of people means getting rid of the unexpected, getting rid of the unanticipated, making sure that we follow the plans, for the plan is all, the plan controls us, the plan is life. But plans always fall apart. They do. No matter how well laid your plan is, reality will assault it relentlessly until it breaks, chips, and shatters. And we have to move on anyway. You see, being jaded is unhelpful. It really is. I fought against that idea for most of my life because I liked my sarcastic wit. I liked my jaded soul. And you know what? I still have a sarcastic wit. I mean, are you familiar with me? But I got rid of a lot of those jaded, jagged pieces because I realized all they were doing was cutting me and holding me down. To look at the world with childlike wonder is not to be naive or to forget that you know things that you know. Childlike wonder is allowing yourself to experience awe at even the most basic moments of life. Watching a sunrise, watching a sunset, just standing in awe of the full moon, dancing in the rain when you feel like dancing. Those little things, those little pleasures that we used to take for granted that were beaten out of us by life. Get a coloring book, start crafting, draw again, even if you're not good at it. Whatever it is that you used to love. Because the one thing about children that is magical, that we lose as we grow up, is our ability to just have fun, to just enjoy our lives, to just allow life to happen around us. Also, our ability to just connect with other people because, oh, you like the same thing that I do. We're best friends now. And yes, I understand that life is not that simple and we do need to vet our friends because, yeah, I get all that. I've had people steal from me and all that. We're not going to get into all that. But that doesn't mean that we cut ourselves off from outside connections. That doesn't mean that we retreat from the world and keep ourselves from enjoying life. Because life is for the living. The dead have no use for it. So we can either choose to be alive or not. I'm not saying that any of it is easy. I'm not saying that letting go of our traumas and the things that have harmed us is easy. And I don't want you to think that I'm judging you if you are haunted by things that have happened to you. I'm haunted by things that have happened to me. But I have Nevermore, and I have Bob, and I have the various other elements of childlike wonder that I fill my life with to keep me on the path that I want to be walking. And that's all that I'm asking for you to do, is to walk that path with me. It's fun. You get to skip even if it's only in spirit. You get to giggle and laugh. So, what do you say? Are you ready to figure out, to find that child? This isn't like some simple self-help thing of like, find your inner child, keep your inner child alive. It's not any of that. This is practical, life-saving information. This is how I hold it together on a regular day-to-day basis. Because everything is stressful if we allow it to be stressful. Everything is serious if we allow it to be serious. And to me, the most important thing we can learn as an adult is when things should be taken seriously and when you should have a little mischievous fun at their expense. One of the first things that the world tries to take away from us as we grow up is this wonderful mischievous joy that we used to have in life. And I know some people say that not all kids have it, but we do. All kids have it, but in their own way. Like, you may not have been a Dennis the Menace or a... Wow, I just dated myself with that one, didn't I? Anyway, you might not be, the classic mischievous child when you were young, but we all had those little things that we did that brought the devil out in us. That little grin that we used to have. Do you remember that grin when you were a kid? That moment that you knew, ooh, this is a little naughty. It wasn't dangerous, it wasn't harmful, it wasn't going to cause too much trouble, but you knew it was just a little bit naughty. When you took that cookie that you weren't supposed to have, or what have you. And so here we are, as adults, and we are told, no, everything must be serious, everything must be deathly serious, don't you know, about the economy and everything going on with everything, the politics and just the crazy. And we don't have to ignore that. But the thing that those in power don't know how to deal with is the mischievous fun. Look at the power of TikTok activism to actually bring results in real life. They've been able to accomplish some very interesting things through sheer mischievousness. Because power doesn't know how to deal with that. Odin could never control Loki. Never control Loki. Loki got away with everything because mischievousness is real power. And that's why they want to steal it from us. That's why they want to rob us from it. They want to keep us from having that unpredictable streak that keeps us from making ourselves happy, from making others happy, from going into the world with joy and not allowing ourselves to be held back. And this is why you should watch cartoons. This is honestly why you should watch cartoons. And I'm using that term very intentionally. Yes, anime is awesome. Some adult animation is awesome. But you should be watching cartoons. You should find something that you can connect with. For me, it was Steven Universe. Steven Universe brought me back to life. And I could do an entire episode or an entire series on Steven Universe if y'all want me to. Let me know. I would gladly do it. But watching a show where the characters were emotionally vulnerable, emotionally honest, able to just have fun, be silly. I remembered what silliness was. I know it'll feel strange for those of you who haven't followed me for a long time to know that I used to be deadly serious. Everything was serious, don't you know? But I did. I went there. I sold that part of my soul. But you know what? I broke in. I found the key and I snuck in there and I stole it back. Because it's not worth losing. Learning to have fun, to be silly, to put makeup on your face when there's no reason to put makeup on your face. To dress up in costume just for the sheer joy of dressing up in costume. For goodness sakes, I have a skull mask sitting beside me on the desk that I put on sometimes just for the sheer joy of putting it on. Not because I'm going to do a live stream, not because I think it'll be funny for other people to see, but because I want to. Yes, I am a grown adult who is surrounded by big, plushy, stuffed animals because I love big, plushies. I do. I've got my giant Yoda, And that giant Yoda was bought by my husband. And he's holding a heart that says, oh, Yoda won, because puns. And my relationship with my husband has only grown stronger because of our embrace of silliness. Don't let anybody lie to you. I'm going to tell you one of the great secrets of life, because there are many. See, this is the other lie that they have, is that there's one great secret of life out there, and that if we could only just find it, if we only understood what 42 meant, then yes, we would be better people. But no, there are multiple secrets to life, and one of them, the prime one, the one that we need to take to heart and embrace and hold and hug dear, is that silliness is life. Silliness, not taking ourselves too seriously. Not taking ourselves too seriously. See, this is the gift of childhood that they try to beat out of us as adults, because if they can make you stop being silly by taking yourself seriously, because remember your parents saying that and the other adults in your life saying that, be serious. Be serious. Take yourself more seriously. You see, the reason they want you to do that is once you start worrying about what other people think and how other people are going to react to you, then they have power over you. Then they can control you. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be controlled by others. I want to be in control of my own damn life, thank you very much. And this is the true power and art of silliness. Once you embrace silliness, whatever silliness looks like for you, remember, these are not one-size-fits-all terms. You don't have to be wacky to be silly, though wackiness is a very fun subset of silliness. Find your brand of silliness, whatever it may be, and embrace it. Have fun with it. Because once you stop caring what other people think about you, once you stop caring whether or not you are taking it all seriously, then they lose their control over you. And look, I hate that I keep interrupting this to say, I'm not saying that there are things that we should not take seriously, because yes, there are things that we should take seriously. If you're having a health scare, treat it seriously. I mean, that should go without saying, but I just feel like, some people sometimes, you've got to say it. But everything else, well, play the fool. Because when you play the fool, no one suspects that there's anything going on inside. Nobody expects anything. So you can get away with a lot. And I don't mean that like, oh, you could become a criminal mastermind. Everyone become the Joker now. Though, I think we could all use a little bit more Harley Quinn in our life. I'm just saying. Without the smashing and the skull popping and, all that. But you get what I'm saying. Don't do it for pudding, do it for yourself. But yes, embrace your silly, embrace your weird. Stop caring about what other people will think. Don't take your life too seriously. If you liked Scooby-Doo as a kid, watch Scooby-Doo. If you like the Jetsons as a kid, watch the Jetsons. I'm, yes, using examples from my own life because that's the kind of person I am. If you like the He-Man and the She-Ra, watch the He-Man and the She-Ra. If you like Star versus the Powers of Evil, watch that. Whatever it is, do it. Embrace it. Be silly. Because silliness, once you take it in, once you make it thoroughly and truly a part of you, is something that no one can take away. They can't. Because it is who you are. It is what you are. It is your birthright as a human being to be silly and strange and bizarre and weird and odd. Oh yes, odd. And you don't have to do it the way I do it. And in fact, you shouldn't do it the way that I do it, because this is my silliness. This is my weirdness. It is trademark #Charlie. And I'm not saying that if you're similar, that's a bad thing. No, not at all. But what I am saying is that you need to find your own. Imitating somebody else's silliness may be a good way to get you on the road to discovering your own. But in the end, you will have to discover your own if you are going to let it empower you and bring you the power and the life that you deserve. Because the power is there, just waiting for you to take it. Take it. Take it. She who shall not be named has been wrong about a lot of things recently. A lot. Just a lot. So much. But the one thing that she was right about is that the silliness scares the shadows away. It really does. I'm not saying that it's like a magical cure-all for depression, dysphoria, anxiety, or the rest, but it is so helpful just being ridiculous from time to time. Because one of the things that fuels and feeds my anxiety, one of the things that makes my dysphoria grow, is how serious I tend to take life. How serious everything seems in the moment, how serious everything feels in the moment. Whether it is or not, whether it should be or not, whether I should be taking it that seriously or not. And we need to wake up from that. I know I needed to wake up from that. And so this is kind of my silly manifesto. And I do think it starts with watching cartoons again. I really do. Because once you get past that weird adulting that's like, why doesn't this make sense? Why are they not acting in an adult sort of way? Why all the puerile games are the children playing? Once you get past all that, and you allow yourself to just embrace it and enjoy it and have fun with it, then you can find those little hidden gems of silliness within yourself. Because they're there. No matter how hidden, no matter how deep they're buried inside of you, they're there. You can find them and you can bring them back out. And you really should. So what's your poison? What exactly makes the silliness come out in you? If you're an oldie like me, and you're having a hard time figuring out what it is, start asking yourself, what did you enjoy as a child? Really, seriously, start there. Did you like doodling? Start doodling again. Did you like knitting? Knit again. Did you like writing? Hopefully you're still enjoying that if you're a writer. I got out of enjoying it, but I'm back now, baby. Whatever it is. Jung discovered that he liked moving rocks around, so he bought himself a tract of land. So I thought about cutting out that ding from the text coming through right there because, it interrupted my flow as I was recording because I forgot to mute my phone before I started recording. But this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, so I'm going to leave the ding in. That was my husband texting me to let me know that Ash Costello from New Year's Day just happened to come into our restaurant in the middle of nowhere. She just came in with her fiance, and yeah, that is the power of silliness. When you embrace randomness, things happen. When you embrace being silly, when you allow the invisible hands of the universe to come and help you out, you never know what's going to happen. And oh, look, one of the lead singer of one of my favorite bands just happens to come into the restaurant right in the middle of me recording this. What are the odds? What are the odds? And you never know. You never, ever know. You have to embrace the silly. You have to embrace the weird. You have to know that you are going to find the world opening up to you in strange and bizarre new ways. And I'm not saying that magical thinking made this happen, because never in my wildest dreams did I think that the lead singer of one of my favorite bands would just randomly show up at the restaurant we own. And he sent a picture. Yeah, she's there. But this is what I'm talking about. When you embrace who you are, when you embrace your weird, when you embrace your silly, and put it out into the universe wants us I'm going to say this quite straightforward. The universe wants us to be ourselves. And ourselves, at our core, is random. It is silly. It's with all the imperfections and quirks and strangenesses. Embrace it. Let it become part of you. Let it become one with you. And then you will find your way forward. Then you will have strength. Because that is where our power lies, in our uniqueness. Quite a few people have noticed that I end pretty much everything that I do with the statement, have the fun. Why? Because I didn't for a long time. I started saying have the fun as a sarcastic quip because there I was, mired in my depression, my anxiety, and everything else. My dysphoria had consumed my soul. And I just started saying, have the fun. Because it felt like something that just wasn't possible, that you became an adult and fun was no longer on the agenda. And people took it as a challenge and started bringing things into my life to make me have fun again. People started working very hard to make me rediscover my silliness and my joy and the things that make me happy. They helped me out in ways that I cannot count and I can never repay. And I continued saying have the fun. Because that is kind of my manifesto. Have the fun. Whatever you're doing. Whatever it is. Have the fun. Have the fun. Be joyful. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we all shall die. That is kind of the motto I live by. I don't think that people should eschew responsibility or anything like that. I think that you should do everything responsibly. And silliness has actually benefited from a responsible attitude towards it. Because the more we work at being responsible, the more room we have for silliness. That may sound like an oxymoron, but it is true. You see, you lay the groundwork so that you can level the road, so that you can dance all you want in it without fear of twisting your ankle or tripping and falling down. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, and the app that you're listening to me on allows you to like, rate, or anything the podcast, please do so. That helps out a lot. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you would like to hear addressed on the show, down in the show notes, you'll find a link to the voice message system. Keep it short, keep it clean. I would love to hear from you on the show, and I would love to answer more of your questions. You can also hit me up on social media. I'm CE Dorset on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else. You can find links to everything that I do over at projectshadow.com. While you're in those show notes, if you've got $1 you can pass my way, you'll find links to my Patreon, to my listener support, and to my coffee for one-time donations. Thank you to everybody who does that. It really, really does help out because, life is hard for a creative person. So thank you so much. And I would like to thank my newest patrons, Lauren, and Eva. I mashed you into one person, and I'm sorry. Thank you so much for showing some support and some love. It does mean the world to me. If you don't have any money right now or you don't feel like giving, that's perfectly all right. But if you know anybody you think would like anything that I do, please share it with them. Getting people to know that our work exists is the hardest thing that we as creatives can do. So sharing really is caring. And thank you to everybody who does that. That really helps a lot. Alrighty, I have a lot to do. I am going to be on the Worldwide Write-a-thon this weekend. And so I have posted scheduled to that up on my Instagram. I will be posting announcements when I am on each person's live stream. Hopefully you join us up and hopefully you get all the writing done. I'm really excited about this, getting to meet a lot of new people. That's going to be a blast. I am constantly shocked and amazed at how fast the writer and author tube communities have embraced me, and I hope to do right by them. So I will be on with Lizelle, I will be on with Laura, with Becca, and with Tamara. So definitely check that out. I'm like I said, just really excited. And of course, if you're listening to this the day it came out, early enough in the day, today is Fanfiction Friday, and I will be doing a live stream tonight. I stream live on my channel every Wednesday and Thursday, and sometimes other times when I feel like it. Alrighty. That's it for me today. I hope all of your dreams come true. We need to fix this country. We need to fix this world. Until we get it fixed, we just need to continue to remind ourselves Black Lives Matter. Black trans lives matter. Say her name. We need to stand up and continue to put pressure on those in power to actually end systemic racism in our country. Until next time, don't forget to have the fun. Bye.